everyone, and welcome to Journey with the Kellers. My name is Amanda Keller, and today I guess is going to be day 3 of the backyard and patio redo. Originally, we have this big cement block here. This is where the shed was sitting, which of course is now moved over there so that it looks like we at least kind of have a backyard over here. So I originally was going to break up this concrete block and get rid of it. But after thinking about it, I've decided that instead, since I have a container garden, that I'm actually going to put a container garden there on the concrete. So basically, and then I just want to plant some grass around where we pulled out the pavers. They're stacked up over there. And then just plant some grass. So I bought a couple of things of grass seed, and I bought a particular grass seed that's kind of drought resistant and stuff, just because I don't know that I'll remember to water it every day. Our sprinkler system, I have a sprinkler, but it actually doesn't work on our hose. I don't know if it's because the hose is too long or we just don't have enough pressure. But anyways, whenever we hook a sprinkler up, it just like water comes up like this high, and that's it. So I'll just have to actually remember to come out with the hose and use the sprayer and spray it all down every day. So I'm going to go ahead and get that done. Now, a lot of this has already been leveled out because of my husband leveled some of it out when he cleaned it up. So I just kind of need to take a rake and rake through the rest of this here and kind of get that leveled out. And of course, move his ramp for his big remote control trucks. And then I will come back after I get that all leveled out and show you guys how we're going to plant some seed, which I don't have a seed spreader. My husband usually brings one home from work, but I'm just going to plant it. It's okay. We'll just kind of hope it covers it all. So I will go ahead and plant the seed and move the garden out there. I'll move the garden out there first. So I'll come back when I'm ready to do all that. So now it's time to get to work. So let's see here. Let you guys watch for a few minutes. Let me grab the rake here. So if you guys have a metal rake like we do here, so you can actually use this as a way to kind of level out your ground too. You can use the back side of this too, and it'll kind of help lay it down. But first I need to rake up the edges of this and kind of loosen it up a little bit. Now, I don't know that I'm going to get it completely level because I probably don't have enough dirt for that, but that's okay. If it's not completely level, it's not completely level. I'm not going to worry about it too much right now. This is basically just to get it to look better. I'm sorry if you guys are hearing a weird squeaky noise. My dog is playing with her duck toy over there. So, what are you doing, Mercedes? Look at this. She's like just flying around over there. I don't know. She's got the zoomies, I guess. She's being a crazy woman. So, yeah. Okay, you guys. So, I'm going to keep breaking this out and getting that done. And then I will be back as soon as I get this kind of leveled. I probably won't get it completely leveled. And I'll plant the grass, and I'll move the garden over here and plant the grass. And see, so I'll be back. Okay, so I got it kind of leveled out. I mean, it's definitely not completely leveled out, but there's an airplane going over. I'm sorry, very loud. We're like right underneath one of the roofs of the Peoria airport, so it happens every once in a while. Okay, so it's definitely not completely leveled out. Probably would have needed to haul in more dirt, but like I said, it's good enough that I can plant some grass and make it look better, which is what I'm aiming for. I could probably, the whole yard needs to be re-leveled, especially since we put in the new septic tank. I mean, it's just all choppy. It's not, they leveled it out with just a dump truck as best as they could, but it's still, the whole yard is kind of choppy and up and down. So I'm not going to worry about this little part here. This part here is actually pretty good. There's still a little bit of rivets from when my husband moved the shed and it kind of dug into the ground as he was dragging it. And then over here where the tiles were, there's a little rivet there too, but that's okay. I did take the tiles that were here. I didn't want to just throw them out or not use them. I actually put them in front of the front door of the shed. I just laid them there. I didn't dig any dirt out or anything. It's just for the shed, and it's way over there, and I'm not going to worry about it. I walked on them. They're pretty stable. They're not something you're going to fall over or anything like that. So at least there's a little bit of a decoration, I guess, in front of the shed. So I just bought 2 little small bags of grass seed. Should be enough to cover this and to also cover a few little spots around the yard that I'd like to put some grass seed in. I do have the hose out here, and once I get the grass seed in, I want to go ahead and water all of it. I'm just going to use instead of like a jet stream, we have a hose nozzle that does multiple different streams. So I'm going to do a lighter stream so that it doesn't blast the grass seed out of the dirt. Also, I did get the garden moved over to here, as you can see. Right now the sun is a little bit behind the house, so it's not completely pointing down on here. As it moves on throughout later in the day, they'll get full sun. But you know, so far it's doing really well. So hopefully it'll be okay. All right, so let's get this done. Now, since I'm doing this by hand, because I don't have the grass seed spreader here, what I'm going to do is just start over here on this bigger part. I'm just going to put some in my hand and kind of shake it. As you can tell, it comes, well, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it comes out of your hand. You just hold a loose grip on it, shake it around. We want to get up in here, shake it all over. And at first, what I'm going to do is basically a light coating to make sure that I get grass seed in every part of this little area, okay? And then I will go around the yard and do the other ones, you know, just get a light layer of it in. And then I will come back and do put more in. I basically will probably end up using both of these bags, even though they're probably for more space. But I want to make sure that one, probably some birds are going to come and eat this seed because that's what they do. And 2, I want to make sure that we have plenty growing, hopefully, to fill this in. I want it to look really nice and full of grass, okay? So I'm even going to get back here along the fence. I don't know that it's going to grow back here. It's kind of a rough spot, but I'm going to put some in there anyways, just because you never know. I need to move this right up here out of the way. There we go. And then plant some more there. Like I said, just using my hand, kind of shuffling it through. Make sure we get up here. I'm gonna move this other bag here out of the way. There we go. Like I said, now if I was doing more of the yard, then I would wait for my husband to bring home the grass seeder from work. His work is very nice, lets us use stuff all the time, as long as we bring it right back. Which, you know, seed spreader, pretty easy. Dump the seed in there, walk around the yard, spread it out, put it back in the truck, take it back. So yeah. All right. So like I said, gonna get just a small layer on, make sure everything gets covered, trying to get all the space. All right, so that gets like a small first layer on. I'm gonna go around the rest of the yard and do some of the other spots, and then I will come back and do another whole layer over all of this. I'll come back once I'm getting ready to water it so you guys can just see, you know, just using a light shower on the water so that we don't blast the seeds away. And hopefully in a little while, we'll have some new grass. All right, guys, I'll be back. All right, you guys, so I got a bunch of seed down. There's a couple spots still over there on the side yard that I didn't quite have enough seed for. But yeah, I just went around and spot seeded. I did all of this and then spot seeded the whole yard. And if you can't tell, my hands are a little green. So the tall fescue, the reason why I use that on this yard is because we don't have a real way to easily water our yard. Tall fescue is a basically a drought resistant grass seed that, you know, if you're like me and you can't like you don't have a sprinkler system, or you can't even really put a sprinkler in the area that you're going to be doing it, tall fescue is a good grass to use. Now I am going to be watering it by hand with my hose, so that will help. But if you're going to be doing this, like let's say it's in like maybe a lot or something like that where you don't have access to water, it's better to do this during like the rainy time of year in the spring, probably in March or April. For us, it seems like pretty much the rains have stopped. We had a whole lot throughout April and the beginning of May, but now it seems to be kind of slowing down, which is what it usually does by the end of May, beginning of June. And we don't get that much rain for the summertime. And if we do, it'll be a sprinkle here, a sprinkle there, or a huge deluge and then stop. So yeah, so I am gonna try to remember to come out here every day and just spray the grass down real good. Like I said, I'm going to use a light spray, not a jet stream. I don't want it pounding into the grass seed. We just want it to coat the grass, you know, the grass seed with water, make sure it all gets wet. I'll try to get over there in the side yard as much as well too, to kind of help out the spots. But other than that, that is it, you guys. So we're just gonna drench this as much as we can. It'll work out because I water my garden at the same time. And that's it for this. So this is how I spot my grass, or re-spot seed my grass. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. And I may have to buy a little bit more to do the side yard. So that's it for this. I don't know, maybe eventually I'll get some concrete paint or something and try to pretty these up a little bit. I'm not quite sure yet. I don't want them to just look like that. I may even buy a little fencing and put some fence around it for like a garden. I would like to get, if we don't end up selling this house, it would be nice to get some of the beds, the actual wood beds, and put them in here, and we can just have them on top of the concrete and fill them up with dirt. So I don't know, we'll see what happens, and we'll see what we do. There's lots of things that can be done, and those are decisions that still need to be made. I think the next thing we need to do though is get some furniture for our patio, because we had some, it got destroyed. Oh, the other thing I wanted to mention to you guys. So if you are seeding or reseeding or spot seeding or whatever, just know that if you have pine trees, which I will raise this up so that you guys can see, we have pine trees back here. See all these pine trees? Okay, so we have these big pine trees back here. Now these pine trees are not ours. These are the neighbors behind us. And they drop pine leaves like crazy. They get stuck in our gutters, which was why we had to put gutter covers on. And they even get stuck in the gutter covers, even though they're not supposed to. And they go everywhere, okay? So pine needles, even though pine trees make a great like screen, which I think is pretty much what they were doing with these, is kind of using them from a screen. I don't know if they were put in before the privacy fence was put in, or if they just wanted an extra screen, I'm not sure. But I do know that a lot of people use pine trees for like screening, kind of help make a line between neighbors and things like that. But pine needles are damaging. And what I mean is that they will kill your grass. So part of the reason why there is no grass on that side of the fence is because that's where the pine needles drop a lot and just sit. And the grass, they can't grow. Not only are they damaging to your grass in your yard, they can also be damaging to other things. They can damage your gutters, clutter up your gutters, clog your gutters. And if they clog your gutters and your gutters start overflowing, that can cause damage to your foundation. On top of that, also a lot of things that are made out of wood, that maybe, let's say you wanted to put a wood pergola or a wood gazebo on your back patio. If you have these pine needles and they come and stick to it, they can damage those things. It can even kind of damage metal things and stuff too. They are corrosive. The longer they sit there, the worse it is. So we have had actual trouble keeping furniture because, you know, the leaves, the pine needles fall, they get all over it, and eventually they just end up looking ew. It's not even just so much that they cause damage, they leave stains behind and things that you can't get out. So just as a warning, if you do have pine trees like we do that are dropping needles in your yard, it may be a little bit harder to grow grass in those areas. And you might want to try as much as possible to keep them cleaned off of other things that you're wanting in your yard. So unfortunately, it's kind of a problem we just have to deal with. Okay, you guys, so that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. Like and subscribe if you like, or don't if you don't, whatever. Everybody have a good day. Enjoy your yard work, if you enjoy your yard work. I kind of do, but I kind of don't. I don't like this sun beating down on my face. But anyways, enjoy your yard work. Enjoy your yard. Have some fun in it. Lounge around. Spend some time with your family in it. We'll see you later. Bye.